Good evening, I'm Prasad Michael and you're watching Kini News, the show that brings you today's biggest stories. It's day 3 of the Movement Control Order, but there are still people who do not seem to understand what that actually means. So the Royal Malaysian Police will be getting assistance from the Royal Malaysian Army. The Malaysian National Security Council has decided to bring in the army to assist the police in monitoring the compliance of the Movement Control Order to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Defence Minister Ismail Sabri said the police have managed to increase the compliance rate so far and hopes the military will be able to improve it further.
Memutuskan supaya pihak tentera membantu pihak polis di dalam memantau keadaan yang berlaku hari ini, terutamanya untuk memastikan pematuhan rakyat kepada arahan supaya rakyat berada di dalam rumah masing-masing. Tentera akan mula digerakkan pada hari Ahad ini.
While Ismail Sabri has noted an improvement in awareness and in compliance to the order, there are still those disregarding it.
Walau bagaimanapun, masih terdapat insiden di mana masih ramai yang tidak mempedulikan arahan daripada pihak kerajaan. Malah ada juga yang tidak mempedulikan arahan daripada pihak polis. Ya, misalnya semalam didapati ada kumpulan yang secara bebas bermain di tapak permainan, ada yang membawa anak ke children playground ataupun taman permainan kanak-kanak.
Not only are some healthy people ignoring the order, sick people are trying to ignore it too, according to the senior minister.
Ada pihak yang tahu mereka sakit tetapi tidak melaporkan. Ini merupakan satu kesalahan. Satu kesalahan di bawah undang-undang, dan pihak polis boleh mengambil tindakan melalui undang-undang untuk menahan mereka jika perkara ini dilakukan.
Responding to a separate matter, Sabri also rubbished the fake news, claiming the Air Force would be spraying pesticide in the air to kill the COVID-19 virus at midnight. By now, Malaysians have been told by everyone from the IGP, Health DG and the Prime Minister to stay home. And now even the Yang di-Pertuan Agong has expressed concern after seeing so many cars still on the road. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah, carried out a spot check in the nation's capital today to personally monitor whether Malaysians were complying with the movement control order issued by the government to fight the spread of COVID-19. His Majesty noted how there were still many cars on the road.
Perhatikan banyak lagi kenderaan di jalan raya. Ini sudah tentu kita menunjuk yang baik, dan saya harap ini dapat dikurangkan secepat mungkin.
His Majesty then stopped by a roadblock set up by the police along Jalan Ampang to monitor the operation briefly.
Terima kasihlah kepada pihak polis jalan tugas. Saya pergi tadi tiga roadblock dan salah harap dapat bantu. Terima kasih kepada orang
So while some Malaysians are still ignoring the movement control order, COVID-19 cases in the country continue to rise. As of this afternoon, Malaysia has recorded a total of 1,030 COVID-19 positive cases, following an increase of 130 cases in a single day. Based on preliminary findings, 48 cases out of the 130 new cases are linked with the cluster of the Tabligh gathering at the Sri Petaling Mosque. To date, 26 patients are being treated in the intensive care unit with breathing assistance. Several dedicated healthcare workers in Malaysia have also fallen ill. Health Director General Nur Hisham Abdullah revealed today that 12 Health Ministry healthcare workers and 3 from the private healthcare sector have been infected with the COVID-19 virus. One ministry staff is currently in the ICU on ventilator support. Nur Hisham on a Facebook post said the virus knows no boundaries regardless of race, religion or wealth status. He then shared one simple message: stay home. The government has increased the ceiling price for certain face masks, but according to the minister, there is a valid reason to this decision. The federal government has increased the ceiling price of 3-ply face masks along with the ban on face mask exports with 2 federal gazettes. The new Customs Prohibition of Exports Amendment No. 2 Order 2020 and the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering No. 2 Order 2020 comes into effect today and lists the set prices. Meanwhile, the price for 1-ply ear-loop face mask, 2-ply ear-loop face mask and N95 face mask remain the same.
Ini bukan kerana apa? Kerana masalah kenaikan harga bahan untuk digunakan membuat topeng itu sudah naik. Jadi kalau kita masih hadkan kepada 80 sen sekeping, pengusaha-pengusaha ataupun kilang-kilang kita pun tidak mampu lagi mengeluarkan dengan harga sudah naik harga bahan untuk membuat topeng itu.
During a press conference, the minister said that the move is meant to increase the supply of face masks in Malaysia. Nanta said the price increase will encourage businesses to import as well as produce face masks when they are allowed to sell the products at a higher ceiling price compared to previously. Meanwhile, Senior Minister Ismail Sabri revealed that food will be provided by the government to tertiary students stranded in higher learning institutions around the country after they were not allowed to travel home.
Kita juga mendapat aduan daripada ibu bapa yang anak mereka yang belajar di IPT walaupun tidak meneruskan pembelajaran mereka tetapi terpaksa tinggal di kolej-kolej mereka kerana tidak dibenarkan pulang bercuti ke kampung. Isu yang timbul adalah dari segi masalah makanan. Ramai yang tidak ada kemampuan lagi untuk berbelanja, membeli makanan dan sebagainya. Pihak mesyuarat tadi membuat keputusan bahawa kerajaan akan menanggung makanan untuk kesemua pelajar-pelajar yang berada di kolej-kolej mereka.
Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who turns 95 this year, may have come in contact with a confirmed COVID-19 patient. Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad was in close contact with a confirmed COVID-19 case, and now he has placed himself under self-quarantine. This was revealed by Mahathir's aide. Thursday would be the 95-year-old's second day in quarantine, and he has already been tested for the virus on Tuesday. His aide said he wasn't at liberty to release the results yet when asked by reporters on Thursday night. Meanwhile, the aide said Mahathir's 93-year-old spouse, Dr. Siti Hasma Ali, is not facing any issues. Mahathir is believed to have taken a picture with Bandar Kuching MP Dr. Kelvin Yee, who has been hospitalized at the Sarawak General Hospital after testing positive for the disease, reported The Star. Yee had disclosed his condition in a Facebook post on March 17th. Under Health Ministry guidelines for handling COVID-19 cases, people deemed by health officials to be close contacts for a laboratory-confirmed COVID-19 case will be tested for the disease. With the weekend here, you're probably wondering if it's okay if you went for a jog around your local park. No, stay home. Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah has once again urged the people to stay indoors, though they may be tempted to go outside to jog or exercise. Nur Hisham said that the message was simple and clear. People should stay home as much as possible throughout the 2-week movement control order, reported Free Malaysia Today. Some residents in the Kuala Lumpur suburb of Taman Tun Dr. Ismail, TTDI, have greeted the closure of its parks by jogging and walking within condo compounds, as well as on neighbourhood roads, which are largely devoid of traffic. Those seeking exercise are particularly active in the early mornings and around dusk, with many exercising while using face masks. Police on loudspeakers addressed TTDI residents who were out in public near food and beverage outlets yesterday evening and instructed them to return home. Another viral video on Facebook showed a park filled with people, forcing police to ask people to disperse and return home.
Cuti Malaysia. Sila kosongkan padang permainan sekarang. Kerjasamakan ya guys.
As of Thursday, Malaysia had 900 COVID-19 cases and 2 deaths. The number could rise. Putrajaya implemented the order to battle the sharp increase of COVID-19 infections this week. Coming up next, China used to have the highest number of COVID-19 related deaths, but not anymore. All that and more after this. This next story is brought to you by Blue Air. China, where the coronavirus is said to be from, is no longer the country with the highest number of deaths. Now Italy has taken over.
The death toll from COVID-19 in Italy, which is at the epicenter of the pandemic in Europe, has now surpassed that of China, clocking in at 3,405 deaths as of Friday afternoon, 157 higher than that of China, which has recorded 3,248 deaths. In Italy, doctors and medical staff are being pushed to their limits as they struggle to keep up with the overwhelming number of cases in the country, as this nurse explained in a video she uploaded.
We're working in a state of very high stress and tension. Psychological tension has gone through the roof. Unfortunately, we can't contain the situation in Lombardy. There's a high level of contagion, and we're not even counting the dead anymore.
With 427 deaths registered in just 24 hours, the scale of the death toll is hitting the nation hard. The situation in the town of Bergamo was so severe that military trucks and soldiers were deployed to move coffins to neighboring provinces as the cemetery was overwhelmed. One major factor for the high death rate in Italy is their large population of seniors, who are particularly vulnerable to the virus. Proportionately, Italy has more elderly people than China. Elsewhere in Europe, cases in Germany and Spain rose to more than 12,000 each. Britain, which has reported 144 deaths, was closing dozens of underground stations in London and ordering schools to shut from Friday. Meanwhile, China reported no new local transmissions of the virus. All 34 new positive cases reported were deemed imported. Worldwide, COVID-19 has infected over 242,000 people and has taken almost 10,000 lives.
And here are more headlines from today. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KennyTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'll see you again next week, same time, same place. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching. But before we go, let's see how PDRM is keeping us all safe.